What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Destiny. In the last episode... Yeah, I don't think she's going anywhere. Last episode, we took down Aramis here in Beyond, and, oh man, I don't even think I've ever seen this before. Look at this ruined city beneath. Gosh, Destiny is really just amazing with its striking imagery. I gotta say, this is probably one of my favorite things about this game is just seeing these locations and just the ideas behind them and the concepts and whatnot. This aesthetic in particular is like, I think this is what makes Destiny super special, that post-apocalyptic feel, but its particular sci-fi take on it is just absolutely incredible, in my opinion. And then the imagery of the pyramid looming over everything, absolutely good. So anyways, while I defile Aramis's corpse some more, why don't we head on out of here, because we actually need to go speak to the Exo Stranger back in Beyond, and, well, see what she has to say about all this. And if you remember correctly, we still actually have a couple of Aramis's War Council left to destroy as well. There is one of the other members, as well as... Oh, there was some, like, big captain guy. We don't know what the heck happened with him, but we're going to have to figure out what's going on with those as well, because we ain't done here yet. Aramis may be defeated, but there is a lot of remnants of her plan still running around. So, back to the Stranger. I will see you there in just a second. And, well, oh, look who's here. Eris and Drifter are back. Why don't we talk to them first?
That power looks good on you, kid. Real snappy. When the world goes to hell, folks like you and me just keep on going. Still gotta work. Still gotta get paid. Bring those fancy new powers through Gambit sometime, huh?
Don't count on it.
Our time for vengeance draws near.
The heck is going on with that radio, huh? Who was that talking? Anyway, Eris.
You're far from true mastery, but your progress with Stasis marks a step forward for our cause. Hopefully, your example will encourage others to explore this path. The Vanguard view us three with suspicion. But you they trust. Show them it is not misplaced. Demonstrate how the darkness can be used for good, just as the light has been for evil. This is only the beginning, Guardian. We have much more yet to uncover.
I love Eris. She's a great character. All right, Stranger, let's talk.
You see now. Darkness resides within, beckoning you, as it has many others, across lifetimes. Timelines. Beyond ours lies another world, one pervaded by darkness, where Guardians abandoned their light at the call of temptation. In that world, you were no exception. But here, in this world, light and dark swell within you, side by side, giving you strength. Remember that when you step onto the ziggurat once more. You're there for one reason, and one alone. To fully harness the darkness within you. It's time now. They're expecting you.
The Exo Stranger is thrilled. Your progress with Stasis marks a new milestone for her. In order to understand why, you must know what happened in her original timeline, one in which the darkness corrupted all but a few Guardians. When this ushered in a second collapse, the Exo Stranger thought all hope was lost. But looking at you now, she finds hope once again. Hope in the future in which the darkness within us can all be accepted, controlled, and embraced. A future in which balance and truth can prevail for the good of humanity. To take one more step towards this future, the Stranger asks you to approach the ziggurat once more and embrace the darkness within. And I didn't actually press circle that time. I actually pressed the right thing. All right, let's head on over to the ziggurat and see what we've got. I am both super excited about this and not super excited about this for multiple reasons. This will all make sense in a minute. Beyond Light... I don't know how to put this. Well, let's attune ourselves first before we do anything else. And then we'll talk about it. Now embrace the power of darkness to close out this chapter of your journey. Go beyond and fully realize the potential of Stasis. Beyond Light is the expansion where I feel like, gosh dang it, they were so close. They were so close, and they weren't quite there yet. They weren't quite there and fully realizing the structure of what they want in these expansions, which, I mean, oh man, I wanted it. I wanted it so much, and there's so much about Beyond Light that works. And I will say that the seasonal content that came with Beyond Light actually saved it and made it a lot better than it seemed to be otherwise. But this expansion in particular is so dang close, but it's not all the way there. That said, there is another expansion, or actually a couple expansions that come after this expansion, so there is hope yet. But this one was right on the cusp of being something really, really special. And I feel like it just missed the mark. And I think that is worth noting here. But let's embrace the darkness within, and then I can explain more here soon. And with that, we have unlocked the Revenant subclass. If we head on in, we can see right here, select darkness subclasses, and we can switch right on over to Revenant. Right between them with ease. Super simple. Let's go switch on over to it and inspect it. You can see here, much like our light subclasses, we have aspect sockets, fragment sockets, our jump, the dodge, we got the withering blade, and then we also have our grenade options. And just, well, actually, I should say, this was actually the subclass to do all of this first. Yes, when Beyond Light came out, this was the only subclass with this subclass screen. We were still on the old subclass screens for Solar, Void, and Arc, and it wasn't until after the Witch Queen came out that all of this was added into the light subclasses. But now that we are done here at the Ziggurat, let's head down the wrong... I went down the wrong side. Oops, my bad. Let's head back on over this way. Goodness me, and I have high jump on. I definitely don't want high jump. I would much rather have triple jump, thank you. And let's head back on over to Stranger and see what we're going to do. So we still have these aspects and fragments to get, and you're probably wondering, well, how do you go about getting that? Well, it's not so simple like it is with the light subclasses. It's not like you can just go to Ikora and buy these. Oh, no. There is a whole different set of stuff that you've got to work on for this one that it makes it more painstaking. Let's just say that. However, there is possibility that by the time this comes out, that this will have been changed entirely, and it won't be nearly as tedious as it is now, but we are going to be doing it the old-fashioned way for this playthrough.
You have taken control of the darkness within and sent Aramis to her end. It's time the truth presented itself to you. I mentioned before, another timeline. My own. There Aramis lived, and the temptation of darkness thrived. It pervaded the minds of the good and preyed on their desires, bringing about a new dark age. I feared these events unavoidable, and though I still do, you've given me cause to hope again. Our fight is far from over. We must prevent that dark future, no matter what. Thanks to you, I stand no longer at a familiar end, only a promising new beginning.
And with that, the time has come for the Exo Stranger to reveal you her secret. In another timeline, her original timeline, she failed to stop the darkness from manipulating Guardians and bringing about a second collapse. Since then, she has been carried through time, trying again and again to prevent that dark future. Looking at you now, she finally sees a future in which she might succeed. She thanks you, then reminds you that the fight has only just begun. More Guardians must take this path towards Stasis. She'll be here to guide those that do. Keep up the fight against House Salvation and all the other enemies of the Traveler. And don't forget, you have an ally in the Exo Stranger. Return here to learn more about her past and any other secrets that may help you on your journey. So in a roundabout way, we have finally paid off the events of the vanilla Destiny 1 campaign. The Exo Stranger was met all those years ago, and it's pretty much... How do I put this? It's pretty much surmised that at the time, she was still in the process of trying to prevent that dark future. Didn't work out so well. So now she is here trying to, well, make amends and try to make everything right and fix it with this new timeline. And, well, now we have the tools to do that. So let's start by taking this. We get ourselves No Time to Explain. No Time to Explain's Catalyst quest begins. And there we go. Now let's take a look at this brand new exotic that we have here. No time to explain. If you remember the Stranger's Rifle from Vanilla Destiny 1, this is the exotic variant of that weapon. It is a very standard high impact pulse rifle. It doesn't seem to be all that special, except for the fact, if we go on into its perks here, you'll see a couple things. So it has Feeding Frenzy. That's great and all. You can see also here, Time Slip. At 10 stacks of Rewind Again, a small portal will open, shooting bullets from an alternate timeline version of this weapon. Precision hits extend the portal's duration. What is Rewind Again? Rewind Again. Precision shots and shots against combatants slowed or frozen by stasis will return to the magazine. So using this with stasis, good idea. Hitting precision shots, good idea. You get all that together, and you get yourselves a little mini turret that will spawn next to the weapon that will do damage for a small amount of time while you're also shooting at other things. It basically doubles up the damage that you're dealing while you're shooting at stuff, which is a pretty nice combination. A little bit better than you'd actually think. In fact, if we compare it to the way the Stranger's Rifle behaved back in Destiny 1, which would occasionally give you bullets back in the magazine, and then the variant of No Time to Explain back in Destiny 1, that one would just basically give you all of your headshot damage, headshot bullets back, and that's it. It was just precision hits, and you get the bullet back. And that's great and all, and it basically means you can shoot forever, but other than that, it was just a very basic standard pulse rifle, which really isn't all that exciting. So I think this one is a lot better. In fact, it's leagues better and is honestly one of the best PvP weapons in the game as well, if I could be completely honest with you. I like this weapon a lot. My only complaint with it is that its base magazine ain't so good, but I do believe that the catalyst actually improves it a fair bit. So, with all that said, guys, now that we actually have Stasis unlocked, now that we have ourselves a brand new weapon, and I'm going to demonstrate how this thing works when I can get myself Rewind Again stacked up here. Now that we have this, we're pretty much done for this episode, but we've got so much left to cover in the Beyond Light expansion. We are just scratching the surface. There is a lot to look forward to here, so just hang tight with me. We're going to see all this stuff going into the next episode. We got more activities to do. We got more things to look at. But now we can see our time chasm in effect, and it's shooting to the left of my gun in the bottom left if you look at it. Doing a little bit of extra damage, but on top of that, it just helps me absolutely clear the field. You kind of don't want to just like let it do all the work. You really do want to be shooting with it to get the max potential out of it possible. But the catalyst is kind of meant to make that thing last longer and be more effective, which is why you're going to want to get that done. So we are going to work on that catalyst here very, very soon. But for now, we're going to call this an episode. Guys, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this episode very, very much, and I will see you all in the next one.